Today we will see two pillars of the web. Application server become the foundation that help build widely spread web-based application. So whenever we will discuss about any web-based application, the foundation for those web-based application will be the server. So web-based application will work in client and server fashion, where there will be one server and there will be various clients. Server will going to host various web applications, various websites, we can say that, and those web applications will be accessed by different clients with the help of, let's say, some domain name or with the help of some IP address. So application server is one of the very important part of any of the web-based application, as all the web pages, media files will be stored on the application server, and only user can access those web pages or those web applications through the client's machine with the help of either IP address or with the help of some of the domain name. Application server act as a set of components accessible to software developer through an API defined by the middleware itself. So there will be some middleware. Those middleware will going to define, those middlewares will going to create some API, application programming interface. Those API will be helpful for accessing those web-based application by the various clients or which were developed by different software developers. So these middlewares are nothing but one kind of software or one kind of application that will be responsible for giving access to the web-based application in client-server architecture. This application server is based on 3-tier or multi-tier software architecture. Whatever application server have been developed, that particular application server have been based on 3-tier architecture, or we can call it as multi-tier software architecture. So this is 3-tier architecture. This is tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 is nothing but your client, whereas tier 2 is nothing but your server, and tier 3 will be some databases. Whatever client will going to access, that will be with the help of some user interface. That user interface will have some application or some software installed over it. Those application or those software will be connected to tier 2, that is your server. Server will have some application logic that client will send the request for. Server will going to act upon the request received from the client. Server will going to generate the response, and that response will again send to the client. If required, server will going to access some external databases also. So there will be the connectivity between client and server with the help of some network. That network can be either your wired network or it can be your wireless network. Again, it can be accessible from either IPv4 or it can be accessible through IPv6. Irrespective of type of network and irrespective of version of IP protocol, there is a connection between client and server. Client will send request, server will receive the request, server will create the response, and that particular response will be sent to the client. While creating the response for the client, server may access some external database, and that database will going to give some data to server for the reference server, and on the basis of that reference, it will going to generate some response. So this is what the 3-tier architecture is, or it can be your what multi-tier architecture. This particular application server is based on this multi-tier or 3-tier architecture, where this application server is at tier 2, client will be at tier 1, and the database server will be at client at tier 3. So this is what the two pillars of the web. The first pillar is your hypertext markup language, hypertext transfer protocol, and URL. That is, first pillar of web will consist of 3 things: HTML, HTTP, and URL. Whereas The second pillar of the web will contain web browser, multi-tier architecture, and application server. And with the help of these two pillars, initially it was Web 1.0, which was basically treated as Internet of Documents. Later on, the advanced version of Web 1.0 introduced, that was Web 2.0, that is Internet of Multimedia. Initially, it was only the Internet of Documents. Later on, it will become Internet of Multimedia in Web 2.0. Then the latest one introduced was Web 3.0, that is your Web of Things, which will previously known as Internet of Things, that we already discussed about the difference between Web of Things and Internet of Things in previous session. So these are what two pillars. This is pillar 1 and this is pillar 2, two pillars of the web. Protocols like HTML, HTTP, URL, and the software will continue to be the two pillars of and play an important role in building Web of Things application. So whenever we are talking about Web of Things, you must work on, or you must think of, hypertext markup language, hypertext transfer protocol, and uniform resource locator as a pillar number 1. And second will be, you must require some web browsers to access those web applications. You must require some architecture that will be responsible for establishing the communication between client and server, maybe with the help of some external databases. And there will be some application server which will going to contain either some documents, or it may contain some multimedia files, or it may contain Internet of Things, or Internet of Physical Things, Internet of Object, or later on it was treated as Web of Things. So these are two pillars of web.